Matthew? Our parents are planning to meet in another hour or so for the first time, right? But your parents are telling me that they haven't been able to get a hold of you all morning. And right now, they're really worried about where you are. That's why I'm texting you now. And I just tried giving you a call a few minutes ago, but you didn't even pick up. I hope that you're okay right now, and will be here in time for when our parents finally meet. Can you at least tell me where you are? I'm going to go and get my parents now and bring them out, so I'd better see you with your parents when it's time.
What's up? Wendy? Ah, that's right. Today's the day we're supposed to be introducing our parents to each other. That's not good.
Matthew, what the hell has been going on with you? You haven't been responding to any of us, and we've been worried sick.
I'm sorry. I've been driving for a couple hours now and had no time to look at my phone.
What? Are you on your way to come meet us all here now?
Well, about that. I completely forgot that our parents are meeting each other today, and so I'm on my way to a ski resort to have a bit of fun for a couple of days.
You're heading to a ski resort? The day before yesterday, you and I were literally on the phone with each other talking about our parents' meeting.
You called me way too early in the morning, and I was half asleep talking to you. I don't even remember half of that. I was probably thinking it was some sort of dream. Sorry.
Seriously? Well then, what are we going to do about today?
The only option now is to cancel the plans we made.
This isn't something that I can just cancel right now. We are supposed to all be meeting right now, so it's way too sudden. And right now, we're here at the place we plan on getting married at, so I was hoping this would be a great place to have everyone meet and chat.
But listen, when it comes to you and I getting married, we're going to need the permission from our parents to do that first, right? Having them all meet and talk about us getting married at the place we want to have our wedding at is a bit too crazy for my parents. I don't think it will leave a good impression.
But canceling this whole meetup right when we're all showing up is even more crazy, and neither of our parents are going to approve of that from you.
Ah, that's a good point. And what's even worse is that you already reserved that place for the 6 of us to have dinner, so canceling now means you'll still have to pay. But hey, you don't have to get too worried about the hefty price for canceling, because our parents can handle it for us.
You shouldn't even be thinking of that right now, Matthew. It's not about the money, but the fact that you forgot about this very important plan and aren't going to show up for it.
Yeah, I'll take care of paying for that place so you can stop worrying about it. You know that marrying me means you'll be getting a lot of money from me, so you don't have to get so upset over something as cheap as that place.
What? You think you'll be bringing me a lot of money in this marriage? What are you talking about?
No matter what you try and do about today, I'm already way out of town and won't be able to come back in time to see you all. If I turned around right now, I'd be back in town later tonight, which is way too late, right?
Seriously? By the way, why the hell did you even go on a ski trip today anyway? Even if you did forget about the meeting our parents and us were supposed to have today, isn't it a bit too sudden for you to be going on a trip like that without telling me?
Right, well, I chose to go on this trip pretty quickly. Originally, my friend was planning to go on this trip with another one of their friends, but that friend ended up having another plan get in the way, so I was invited to go last minute. My friend said that instead of having to cancel the whole trip, it'd just be easier to have me join.
And so, instead of looking at what plans you already had for today, you just decided to tag along with that friend without any second thoughts?
I'm sorry. But since I'm on this ski trip right now, we'll have to do this whole parents' meeting thing another day.
Another day? Aren't you being just a little too careless about our relationship right now?
But I'm saying you don't have to get so worked up over what happened. I'm your fiance, and I'm saying that it's going to be fine, so you shouldn't have any complaints, right?
Right. That's the kind of person I should have expected you to be. All right, then. I'll tell our parents that you're not going to be making it here today. And I'd like you to sort all of this out with your parents later, okay?
Okay. I'm so close to the resort now, so I'll see you later.
Hey, Wendy. Just because you had one date canceled on you, that doesn't mean you can keep complaining about it over and over again, okay? Emma? It's been a while. The last time I think the two of us talked with one another was years ago at our class reunion, just after we both turned 21, right? And what's this about having a date canceled? Just a second ago, I was talking with Matthew about that whole situation of yours. I am finally able to go on this ski trip with him, so can you stop getting all upset with him and in the way of our trip? What? Hold on a sec. What? The person that Matthew said invited him out to go to that ski resort was you? Yeah, it was me. Is there anyone else on that trip with you guys? Nope. It's just him and I sharing a room together at this ski resort. Huh? Well, you shouldn't be getting that upset about it, right? The two of us are just enjoying a little vacation together. Listen, Wendy, you need to be more careful about having Matthew on a leash like that. If you keep trying to hold him by your side all the time, he's only going to try harder to break free. It was just one date that he had to cancel on suddenly. And he only did that so he could go on a small trip with another woman. This isn't something to be so worked up over, and you should try to be a bit more lenient with him and his choices, okay? He even told me that he wants a more relaxed relationship. Today, he canceled on a date with me? Look at what you're doing. You're trying to pick at every word I say like some kind of maniac. We didn't have any plans to go out on a date today, though. We'd only planned on having our parents meet face-to-face at lunch today before we get married. Huh? Wait, are you really trying to restrain Matthew that much that you're willing to marry him and keep him all to yourself? Oh my God, you're already at the worst stage of being a greedy girlfriend. Whether you think I'm trying to restrain him or not, the only reason that we were supposed to have this meeting today is so our parents could see how happy we are together. But to tell you the truth, our whole relationship started because his parents introduced me to him. Huh? Emma, I've known you as the type of girl that finds joy in stealing other women's boyfriends and playing around with their feelings. And I'm sure that even this time, you plan on doing exactly the same thing with Matthew. But Emma, you are an employee for one of the companies that Matthew's dad's company works together with, right? So, based on your position within that company, you're going to start a very bad situation between everyone involved.
Wendy, why didn't you say something about all of this earlier to me? Your grandpa? He's one of my dad's company's biggest shareholders?
Well, if that weren't the case, would you not be texting me right now?
I just assumed that because your dad only works as a factory floorman, my parents were leagues above yours, making me the far more powerful person in our relationship.
So that's what all of that was about. A little while back, you said that me marrying you meant that I'd be getting a lot of your money. What you thought of our parents is the reason why you were saying that then.
Not telling me about all of this before is ridiculous of you.
Wait, why is that ridiculous of me? As your father's son and the one expected to be taking over his company when he retires, you've been joining him at all of those meetings with his shareholders, right? And I know that you've already met my grandparents before. So you should have noticed my dad always sitting in on those meetings with your dad and the other shareholders, and gotten a pretty good idea of who my family is, right? Heck, I've even talked with you before about how your parents are pretty close to my grandpa, right?
Huh?
Did you know that I am also aware of your dad's company needing me to marry you to save it? At the moment, his company isn't doing so well, but your dad thinks that by having me marry you, it'll help make his company look more suitable for my grandpa and other shareholders to put more money into. Well, all of that aside, you have really messed up, Matthew. While we were supposed to have a very important lunch with all our parents finally being able to meet, you went off to a ski resort, leaving us all behind, and proceeded to cheat on me. In other words, showing me that you don't want to marry me. That's not good, Matthew.
I'd like you to hold on for a couple seconds. I'm sure that you're even aware that us humans are not perfect, and every so often we can act on our bad consciences, right? So,
I know what?
Well, I didn't mean to actually do any of that, and it was just a slip-up.
if you're waiting for me to say that I'll forgive you, or that I'll forget something like this ever happened between us, you're going to be waiting a very long time.
Wait,
Well, if that's not it, then what should I know, Matthew?
well, if you don't stay together with me and get married, then my dad is going to let my older sister have the company and I'll get nothing when he retires. So please, Wendy, can you please stop thinking that I don't want to marry you anymore after what happened? I'll even be willing to pay you some kind of settlement, and as for Emma, I'll make sure that things between me and her look like they never even happened.
Don't worry, as I already know that you'll be paying for whatever settlement I ask for. And as for Emma, you can continue whatever shallow romance you had with her.
Then this means you're going to forgive me, right?
That's not at all what any of this means. By the way, Matthew, wasn't it already known that your older sister would be taking your dad's place after he retires? I could have sworn that's what everyone had been talking about in those meetings before.
What?
I never even heard from anyone about you being the one to take your dad's place as the CEO of that company. And even my grandpa is saying that he's going to have your sister take his place.
Huh?
And now that I've mentioned that, there is some bad news for Emma as well. Emma is an employee for one of the companies that works together with your dad's company as a customer, and the news of her having a secret relation with you, even though you have a fiance, is beginning to spread. And what's even worse is the money used to take you both on that little ski trip was money from the company she's working for. The company is now asking for her to stay home and not come into work as they investigate what's going on.
You know about that as well?
Well, if you're willing to cheat on me with one of your dad's customers' employees, then I don't think you even have a chance at becoming the next CEO.
What's going to happen to me then?
Don't try asking me a question like that, because I have no clue. But just know that the two of us are no longer getting married. I'm going to have a lawyer begin talking with you about the steps following this, so make sure to keep your eyes and ears open for when they come to talk to you.
Are you kidding me? Are you not even going to bother giving me one more chance to make this all up to you?
Actually, I've had enough of being your fiancé and girlfriend. What you've done this past week or so has really worn me and my emotions down, and I just don't have it in me anymore to be around you. So there's no reason for me to give you a second chance. And even now it's killing me to have to text you.
Wendy!
Goodbye, Matthew. Why do I have to pay you any kind of settlement now? And not just that, but I'm going to have to be fired for what happened as well? I was really only wanting you to talk with my lawyer about this, Emma. I have to come face to face with you about this so that you know just how pissed off I am about everything. I'm sure that I already know all the details about you and Matthew as I've heard enough from him about it. But that trip you took with Matthew to the ski resort? You used money from the company you work for to pay for that whole trip, right? So, do you now see doing something like that as a good reason for your employer to fire you? Huh? What do you know about that? Normally, someone like me wouldn't know a thing about that, but I am in touch with both Matthew and his family, so I learn all kinds of things about what's going on within your guys' worlds. And after learning that Matthew had been cheating on me, there was no reason to not go searching for answers as to why and how it was all happening. What the heck? I know that I'm only watching all of this take place from outside, but getting upset at me for what you both did is not going to get you anywhere closer to being forgiven by your employer, or Matthew's family. And as for that settlement, that has nothing to do with me either, so I'm not even going to comment on it. What? That is all something you and Matthew need to talk about, right? You did things you're not supposed to do with someone who is the son of a CEO your employer works with. Complaining to me about what's happened and what's going to happen will not change things for you, and is a bit annoying for me. Then if you're not the problem, you can at least help me. I have nothing to do with your problems now. I'm being asked to pay a settlement, but if I'm fired, I won't have the money to. Not having any kind of employment at this moment in my life where money matters most is just horrible. But what I've been trying to say is that you coming to me about all that isn't going to do you any good. I'm not even the one asking for your money right now. because I believe that you did all of that with Matthew not knowing that he's been engaged to me. So please stop complaining to me. But I don't have any money. I seriously have no idea what I'm going to do now. For starters, Matthew's father's company and the factory that my dad works in still have a contract that they'll continue to hold, and my grandpa is still waiting to be the primary shareholder for his dad's company. And as for Matthew cheating on me and ruining any chance of getting married to me, we've decided to try our best to keep the whole situation private and out of as many ears as possible. And as for Matthew himself, he had to choose between being completely kicked out of his family or having to find work of his own from now on with no hopes of having anything to do with his dad's company. And in the end, he chose the latter. And as for the money he got for leaving his position within his dad's company, it was all given to me as a settlement. And when it comes to what happened after leaving his dad's company, his parents kicked him out of their house and had him moved into an apartment. Emma suffered pretty much the same fate as Matthew. However, instead, she didn't receive any money. Instead, she was fired from the company and had to use whatever money she had left to pay off the settlement to her ex-employers. This left her with a total of $0, and that was followed by her parents kicking her out of their house. After the two of them took so much damage after what they'd done, they both decided it'd be better to stay together rather than break up. So Matthew took Emma into his apartment to live together. However, that apartment was very old and the walls very thin. They always get into massive fights there about money and who messed up more, leading to lots of complaints from other tenants. It's only a matter of time until their landlord kicks them out of there, and they'll really have to start again with nothing. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and also feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hi, Carmen. Long time no see. It's me, Alice. It's been like 8 years since we last talked, right? Huh? Alice? Long time no see. You see, there's something important I need to tell you. I'm about to get married. Oh, is that so? Congratulations. Thanks. Why do you not sound like you're excited about it? Is there something wrong? I mean, an old friend of yours is about to get married. Aren't you happy to hear that? Oh, yeah, that's good news, I guess. Yep. I'm glad to see that you've cheered up. And is that all you had to say to me? Oh, that's right. Thanks for reminding me. Tell me your new address, Carmen. Why? I'm going to send you a wedding invitation. You live in the province now because of your husband's work, right? I'll mail it to you directly instead of to your parents' house. I'd prefer it if you just sent it to my parents' house instead. Huh? Why? But that would just be more work, wouldn't it? You see, there's a possibility that we're going to move again at any moment because of my work. It would be even more of a hassle if that happened, so I ask everyone to send stuff to my parents' house instead whenever they want to mail me something. You see, the post office already knows to send me mail that's directed to me whenever it's sent to my parents' house. Oh, is that so? All right, I'll just send it to your parents' house instead. Yep, thanks. Hi, Alice. Can you talk right now? Oh, hi, Carmen. You should have received the wedding invitation I sent to you by now, right? I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Are you sure the date written on the wedding invitation is correct? It's not some sort of printing error, right? Of course it's the correct date. I made sure myself that there were no mistakes on the wedding invitations. Why do you ask? But it says that your wedding is going to be this weekend. This has to be some sort of mistake, right? I mean, that's only 2 days from now. Yep, that's not a mistake. Huh? What do you mean, yup? You say that like this is completely normal. Huh? Do you have any problems with this weekend? You can't just invite me to your wedding so suddenly. I have plans as well, you know. Besides, I'm going to have to prepare for your wedding as well, aren't I? And it's not like I live nearby to where you're going to throw your wedding ceremony either. This is halfway around the country. Huh? Are you trying to tell me that you're not going to celebrate my wedding this weekend? But I'm an old friend of yours. Listen here, Alice. I live quite far away from our hometown now. Are you going to pay for my travel expenses for me to get there? Huh? Don't you think that's a bit too stingy? If you have any intention of celebrating my wedding, then it's only natural for you to not care about the expenses and come to my wedding no matter what. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. If I'm going to be going to your wedding, I'll have to prepare clothes and a wedding gift and stuff, right? You're going to make me do all of that in 2 days? Huh? And then prepare your clothes and a wedding gift then. 2 days should be more than enough time. No, it's not. I can't just get all of that prepared by this weekend. Besides, it's the polite thing to send out your wedding invitations at least 3 months before the wedding. What you're doing is ridiculous, Alice. Does your husband know that you're doing this? Come on, Carmen. We're old friends. There's no need to care about such details. I am asking you to come to my wedding, and all you need to do is show up. Just prepare what you have to prepare and come to my wedding this weekend, all right? You say that like it's so easy. I mean, Serena was delighted when she received the invitation and told me that she would come no matter what. Don't you think it would be a bit sad if she came, but you didn't? What? Serena said that? Hold on. You sent her the wedding invitations at the same time you did to me, right? Yep. You're the only one who's being so stubborn about this and complaining. What? She seriously didn't say anything about how the wedding ceremony was only 2 days away? I find that hard to believe. Are you accusing me of lying now? First you complain about having to come to my wedding, and now this? This isn't how you're supposed to treat an old friend, Carmen. Now, you're going to have to come to my wedding, otherwise I'll never forgive you for this. Besides, a lot of our other classmates are going to be coming as well, so it's going to be like a reunion party. I really don't understand what you're so upset about. It'll be fun. All right then, I'll be seeing you this weekend. Hi, Serena. Can you talk right now? It's about Alice's wedding. Oh, Carmen. I was just about to contact you myself. Is it true that you replied to Alice's wedding invitation that you were delighted for the invitation and that you would come no matter what? You're seriously just going to ignore the fact that she sent these wedding invitations to us less than a week before her wedding? Huh? I never said anything like that. On the other hand, Alice told me that you were the one who was so excited for her wedding and would come no matter what. Huh? There's no way that's true. Besides, she says she's going to have her wedding this weekend, right? There's only 2 days left. This is completely unbelievable. Tell me about it. Wait, doesn't this mean that she just lied to the both of us? And to think that she got all mad when I accused her of being a liar. At that little... Wait, hold on. Oh my God, look at the weather forecast. Huh? What's the matter? It says on the TV that a blizzard is going to hit the region Alice's wedding is going to take place in on the exact day of Alice's wedding. And that there's a high probability that the transportation systems are going to be shut down. What? Really? It looks like that region is famous for experiencing heavy snowfall. And that snows of more than 2 meters happen regularly. Apparently there are multiple precautions in place for blizzards like this, but the reporter is saying that despite that, the trains are probably going to stop. What? Is her wedding ceremony even going to take place anymore? It's probably impossible now. Carmen, you're on your way to my wedding, right? Huh? Hold on. Are you really going to be hosting your wedding ceremony in this weather? This blizzard is so strong that the authorities there are telling the locals to stay inside. Also, most of the trains have already stopped, apparently. The weather forecast says that the region your wedding ceremony is going to take place in is going to experience over 2 meters of snowfall. Huh? I'm not going to let you not come to my wedding just because there's a snowstorm or something. Besides, you knew that the weather was going to be like this beforehand, right? Why didn't you get here the day before and sleep in a hotel or something? It really wasn't that difficult. Could you stop complaining when you didn't even bother to put in the hard work to make it to my wedding? I couldn't take a leave from my work, so it can't be helped. Huh? Why weren't you able to take a leave from work? That just means you're terrible at planning. What? But didn't you just send me a wedding invitation 2 days before the wedding ceremony was supposed to take place? I don't want to be called a terrible planner by someone like that. Besides, my office isn't going to just let me take a leave with only a day's notice to attend a friend's wedding. So this is kind of your fault for sending out these wedding invitations this late. What? You're saying this is my fault? A true friend would drop everything and come to my wedding even if their company was saying they couldn't take a leave. Besides, could you quit complaining so much? It's just 2 meters of snow. If you really are my friend, then you would come even if you had to crawl your way here. You say that, but sorry, Alice. I guess I'm just not willing to go that far for you. Besides, I already left my house and am on my way there. Let me ask you this again. Are you sure you're going to go through with your wedding? Even if I was miraculously able to make it, I get the feeling that the majority of your guests wouldn't be able to show up. Of course I'm going through with the wedding. If you have the time to complain like this, then hurry up and come already. Don't worry about the other guests, because I'll make sure myself that they'll come. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Serena. Are you on the train right now? Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I'm even going to be able to make it to that region before her wedding is over. But if I don't at least show her that I tried to make it to her wedding, it's going to be even more of a hassle later on. I see. So this is what it's like to be an old acquaintance of Alice, who used to be called the Queen of Selfishness back in school. Your families are acquainted, right? Which means that it was difficult to reply to her invitation saying that you wouldn't come, huh? Yeah, that's basically it. Seriously, who would voluntarily go to her wedding? Oh, I remembered what I wanted to tell you. I found out about why she sent those wedding invitations right before her wedding ceremony was supposed to take place. Why is that? Apparently, she sent a fresh batch of wedding invitations mostly to people that she met after she graduated high school, but apparently 90% of them replied saying that they wouldn't come. What? Seriously? Well, it is Alice we're talking about. Yeah, one of our underclassmen from high school who went to the same college as Alice told me about it. I see. So she sent a second batch of wedding invitations right before her wedding to people like us who knew her from middle school and high school to make up for the lack of guests? I don't understand why she had sent it that late, though. Maybe she sent the first batch of wedding invitations 2 weeks before the wedding instead of 1 week. I guess this is what happens when the Queen of Selfishness shows people why she's called that in the first place. I'm just so glad that despite all that, you're coming to this wedding with me. I mean, I can't just let you go on your own to who knows where in this weather, right? Well, it's not like I actually expect to be able to make it there anyways. I'm just pissed that I have to spend all this money on tickets for the Shinkansen. The problem is how we're going to get there once we get off the Shinkansen at Tokyo Station and meet up, right? The weather in the central region is fine, so we'll be able to get to at least there, but... Yep. I doubt we'll be able to get any further than Tokyo. Carmen, you're on your way to my wedding like you said you were, right? I heard that Serena's almost at the wedding venue. Apparently she can't wait to see me in my wedding dress. But it looks like you sent Serena the exact same text, but with Carmen instead of Serena. We know that you're lying, Alice, because we're about to meet up at Tokyo Station. And to think that you acted all offended when I accused you of lying to me about Serena being excited for your wedding a few days earlier. Huh? Well, you see, I only needed to lie to you in the first place because you're such a disloyal friend. If you had just agreed to come to my wedding without complaining like that, I would have never had to lie to you. Yeah, whatever. It's not like I was surprised or anything. Anyways, did you forget that me and Serena were friends back in high school? You were trying to get us to come to your wedding by making it seem like the other person was excited for it, right? Yeah, but like I said, it's your fault for not wanting to come in the first place. Hold on, you guys are still in touch? Yeah. Not just that, though. Since our husbands are cousins, we ourselves are cousins-in-law now. Huh? Cousins-in-law? Anyways, I'm almost at Tokyo Station. See you later. Oh, make sure you come to the wedding like you promised, all right? I am not going to accept the excuse of, I wasn't able to come because of the weather. Hi, Alice. Me and Serena just met up at Tokyo Station. What? You're still at Tokyo Station? But at this rate, you guys are going to arrive right as the wedding ceremony starts. I'm not going to let you be late to my wedding ceremony, all right? I'm an old friend of yours, so you can't just do something like that to me. Well, you see, the Shinkansen that we were supposed to get on to go to the region your wedding ceremony is going to take place in isn't running. It won't go past Tokyo Station. Huh? Yeah, and they're saying that it's not going to run anytime soon either. Huh? You're joking right now, right? Sorry, but it looks like we don't have the means to get to your wedding ceremony anymore. We won't be able to get there by today, no matter how hard we try. But that's going to be a huge problem for me. What? Oh, so is the majority of the guests you invited unable to make it as well or something? Yes! To think that I was looking forward to being able to throw a romantic wedding ceremony in the snow. I had decided already that I wouldn't postpone it no matter what. But most of the people that I invited said that they won't be able to come anymore because the transportation systems have been shut down because of the blizzard. Even the people who were planning to come here by car can't anymore because the roads have been blocked with snow. Well, I guess that's only to be expected. At least you and Serena come to my wedding, please. But I just told you that that's impossible now that the Shinkansen has been stopped. I'll give you a wedding gift if you want, if you tell me your bank account. We just can't get past Tokyo Station anymore, at least for today. But... Carmen, give me a wedding gift of 20,000 euros. Huh? This is your punishment for not celebrating my wedding in person. I'm an old friend of yours, aren't I? And yet you didn't come to my wedding? Sorry, but there's no way I'm giving you that much money for just a wedding gift. Besides, your marriage was canceled, right? I don't need to give you a wedding gift in the first place anymore. You didn't listen to what everyone else told you when they said to postpone the wedding, and forced the staff at the wedding venue to go through with it despite nobody being able to come because of the blizzard. You ruined yours and your husband's wedding. Even your fiance, who's basically a saint for being able to put up with your selfishness until now, finally lost patience with you. And in the end, it was decided that your marriage would be canceled. That's what happened, right? How do you know all that? You see, your parents told my parents all about it when they came to our house to apologize. Huh? What do you mean my parents went to apologize to your parents? You kept sending me these ridiculous texts, right? They came to apologize for that. I wasn't there since I went immediately to my current home after the Shinkansen at Tokyo Station was stopped, but I made an appearance through video chat. I told your parents that I was going to cut ties with you. You what? They just said that they understood my decision and that it couldn't be helped, and went home soon after that. Wait, hold on. But if you cut ties with me, I won't have any friends anymore. Just because we were friends back when we were kids doesn't mean that we're friends forever, Alice. Huh? Well then, goodbye. Like I said, this is the last you're going to hear from me. I was a bit confused as to why Alice suddenly asked me for 20,000 euros as a wedding gift, even though her marriage was cancelled. But apparently Alice was made to pay for all of the wedding expenses. And she was planning on using the money that I was going to give her as a wedding gift to partly pay for it. She was planning on paying for the wedding expenses with the wedding gifts she was going to receive from her guests. But since almost nobody was able to come because of the blizzard, she never got this money and now needs to come up with several thousands of euros. Not only that, but the little amount she did receive as a wedding gift, she had to give back since the marriage was cancelled. That's why she asked me for the 20,000 euros, it seems. I told Alice's parents about how she was asking me for 20,000 euros, and of course, they were extremely furious with her. Apparently, they told her, "You're not allowed to get into a relationship until you get your head straight." And not long after that, she was sent to become a monk at a temple one of her parents' friends runs. Alice now has to get by without any smartphones or TVs, and apparently is forced to meditate for hours under a waterfall every day.
Emily, you get out here at once. Huh? I want you out of here today, okay? Mom? I don't want you calling me your mom anymore, you moneyless idiot. Wait, what is going on all of a sudden? Can you please give me an explanation as to why I need to be the one to leave this house now? Do you not have any memory of what might have caused this? Well, no, actually I don't. I don't even know what your reason is for calling me moneyless now either. This is the reason why you are poor. Why are you calling me poor this time around? Well, how about you calm down a little bit and stop calling me things like that? Then you and I can talk about what's gone and upset you. I took a look at the amount of money you have in that account, and after seeing what I saw, I have no reason to be calming down. You were taking a look at the money in my account? There was a checkbook on the living room table. Huh? The living room, wait. Are you kidding me, Diana? You've gone out and made another duplicate key to let yourself into our house without asking us? Could you please stop it with that reckless crap already? I've had enough of it now. You live over an hour away from our place as well, so how much free time do you have on your hands to be doing this all the time? Who the hell cares about something like that right now? Only $100 in your account? Excuse me, $100 in my account? What the hell does this mean? You're supposed to be working for one of the largest companies in America, and all you have in your account is $100? Don't tell me that this is all that remains from your compulsive spending. When Brad brought you over to my house saying that he really wanted to marry you, I heard from you that you're working for that huge conglomerate, and that's why I allowed you to be his wife. But now that the lid's been opened on your life, I can see that all you have left this month is $100. Tell me what the hell this is about right now. You lied to me about how you're not able to make squat in terms of income. You divorce my son right now and then get the hell out of his house. Well, before we get any further, let me tell you this. I have no idea what checkbook of mine you're talking about, as I don't remember having only $100 left in my bank account. And because of that, your reason for wanting me to divorce Brad and move out of the house is not going to work for me. Are you telling me that the things I saw with my own eyes just now are all false? I don't ever remember me leaving out a checkbook in the living room either, so that's another reason for me doubting you. But that's not even the main problem here. Ugh! Who the hell do you think you are? Freaking moneyless witch! Low-life whore! Overspending idiot! You have no right saying any of those things about me. I feel so bad for my little boy having been fooled by a witch like you. I'm going to get you both to divorce one way or another.
Brad, did your friend's wedding finish up and everything?
Yep. Right now we're all taking a break right before the after party begins. What's going on?
Your mom has gone ahead and made herself yet another duplicate key for our place.
What?
I'm sure you were really enjoying yourself, so I'm sorry to have to bring this up now.
No worries. I'm actually really happy you're telling me about this right now, so no need to apologize to me. But that last time she broke into our house, we took the key away from her, right?
I know that. I even saw you doing that to her. But once again, she's gone and come into our house without our permission.
Seriously? How many more times is she gonna make duplicate keys to get into our place? Tell me, what did she do this time while she was there? Did she throw out your cooking again like before? Or did she go through the kitchen cabinets and break all the dishes like last month?
She found a checkbook in the living room with only $100 in its account.
Huh?
She said it was sitting on the living room table. Brad, do you know anything about it?
Well, yes, I do. That was probably my checkbook, actually.
Wait, really?
Well, you remember how I was changing banks, right? During that time, I had to transfer pretty much all my money from my old account into a new one. So, in order to not have the old account close on me yet, I left $100 in there so that the bank wouldn't get upset with me. And well, in this day and age, we don't really need checkbooks anymore, right? So I must have just set it down there on the table and forgot about it.
I see. That's why that old account only has $100 left in it.
That's right. And as I was on my way to the wedding this morning, I was looking for a gift bag to put the present I got my friend into, and so I was shuffling through all the drawers trying to find one. And well, while that was going on, I happened to actually find that older checkbook, and that's probably why I ended up putting it on the table and never placed it back into the drawer. I was in a hurry, right? So I just left it there then. Now things are starting to make sense. I was wondering why I would have even pulled that old checkbook out in the first place, and now I remember what happened with it.
See, I kind of get it now. Right now, I'm still on my way home from the business trip I've been on, so I haven't had any way of telling what all happened within the house while your mom was there.
I'm sorry that leaving the checkbook out like that caused so much trouble for you. I'll talk with my mom about this.
Yes, please do.
Hold on a second.
What's up?
With what's happened here, don't you think we can use it to our advantage?
What do you mean by that?
Remember the last time my mom came in by herself with that duplicate key she made? That we talked about how horrible that was for us?
You're talking about that conversation?
Yep. I was actually being serious about all I was saying, so what'd you think?
Good point. If you really are all right with going through with something like that, then by all means, let's do it.
Well, there we go then. I know this is only going to cause a bit more trouble for you, so please forgive me for the time being.
No worries, Brad. I trust that you'll be able to handle this for us.
Thank you. And we're both back at the house. Let's get our brains together and perfect our plan.
All right. Emily, I'm sure by now you've started to come around to listening to what I say, right? I saw on the living room table a couple of divorce papers, and on them were yours and my son's signatures. Huh? Diana, once again you've come into our house without our permission. This is not about that. What this is about is you getting divorced from my son, right? I think me talking to my son about how you only have $100 left to your name in that account really ticked him off. I see. So you told him about that then? Well, then you must be aware of this. That happened to be your son's checkbook that was on the table. Stop lying, you moneyless witch! Ugh. I'm not lying to you right now, though. The fact that you're blaming me over something like that without even checking the name on the checkbook first shows me a lot of warning signs about you. And Brad was saying the same thing you are now, trying to cover for you overspending all the time on yourself. But seeing now that there is divorce paperwork all filled out on that table from you two, my words to him finally worked their magic. And the reason they finally worked is because I'm right. So you, being the moneyless freak that you are, need to hurry things up and leave my son. Is that right? Well, this was supposed to be my final warning to you. Warning? You don't seem to care at all about your son and only want what's best for yourself since you're not even listening to what he's been trying to tell you. Huh? Well, I've had enough, and I am no longer going to try and tell you off. Goodbye. What the hell are you talking about? Well, whatever. You guys are already getting a divorce now, so I don't give a crap what happens to you after. I'm looking forward to seeing my son come back home to me again after this. I'm going to clean his room up right now for him, so that when he comes back to me, he'll have a lovely room to sleep in.
Emily, I just finished work.
Good work today.
I took a look at those screenshots you sent me of that conversation with my mom. I guess she really isn't listening to either of us, just as we thought she'd do.
Seems that way.
I was really trying to give her one last chance by telling her the truth straight up, but I guess she doesn't even trust my word. She has been that way for decades now, but I guess even time couldn't fix it for her. If anything, it's only made her worse, to the point that even I can't handle it anymore.
Brad, are you going to be okay?
Hmm?
I understand what's going to happen here, but she is your mom, right? Are you really sure that you're okay with what we're about to do?
Yep. And you really don't have to worry about me because I'm all for this. Actually, this has a boatload of benefits to it, and I'm gonna feel amazing having her out of my mind once and for all. I think I can finally understand what my dad must have gone through with her that made him run away like that. She is really not good for anyone to be around, that monster. The kind of monster that thinks only about herself no matter the outcome.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you for checking up on me there. But I'm totally set with what we plan to do, so don't worry.
All right. Okay then.
Now, I'll see you at the new place.
Yes. I'm leaving the house right now.
Emily, what the hell is going on here? You were supposed to be leaving my son once and for all with that divorce, but my son has still not come home to me. So I went over to that house to see what was going on, but my frickin' key isn't working anymore. And on top of that, your neighbor is telling me that nobody's been living in your house for a while now. Where the hell have you and Brad run off to? I want my Brad back right now!
Mom, you stop texting Emily about everything right now.
Brad? Where are you right now? You have left that witch already, so hurry up and come home to me. I want the two of us to start living happily together again, just like we had been doing years ago.
Happily, huh? Mom, was there ever a time you and I lived happily together?
What are you trying to say? You and I were able to live together for a very long time, right? Even when your dad ran away, you stayed right by my side the whole way.
And if it wasn't for me doing that, Dad would have never been able to set himself free.
Huh?
I know about who I am to you. You forced Dad to impregnate you so that he'd have to marry you. And the baby that you forced happens to be me, right?
Huh? Wait, that's,
And because of that, Dad, who has been so scared of you the whole time we lived together, was never able to flee. But Dad had a plan, and that was to one day use me as bait to get himself time to leave the house without you ever being around to stop him. And that's why in the end, he was able to get away, and I was left with you, with nowhere to run myself.
What did you say?
I'm far older now, and all of that is nothing I need to worry about anymore.
You don't need to worry about it?
I have a wonderful woman by my side now, my wife, and she happens to be someone that I never want to lose, no matter what.
What? What are you talking about right now? You already divorced her, and the only woman you need to worry about now is me.
We didn't get a divorce.
Huh?
The divorce papers that you saw on our living room table were all fake.
Fake?
You were the one that came into our house without permission and started to go off on Emily saying that the checkbook with $100 was hers and that she needed to leave me for good. So we wanted to see how you treat Emily if we place fake divorce papers down for you to walk in on. We also wanted to see how you react to me trying to tell you the truth about the checkbook, but you never bothered listening to me. And well, we found out in the end how you'd react. Things turned out the way we didn't want them to with you, to the point that all we could do was laugh.
Brad?
I'm done being your son.
What?
I like to think of us moving to a new house without ever telling you as a first step and me not being your family anymore, please.
What the hell are you saying to me? Wait, don't tell me that witch is so upset about me finding out about the $100 she had left that she's forcing you to say all this to me and run away. Don't worry. I'll get you a lawyer and everything, and we can sue her butt.
I told you before that the $100 checkbook was mine, right? And you should be aware that it was my name printed on the front of that checkbook, right? Well, you totally ignored my name on it and blamed Emily as though she used all of her money up on herself and then asked for her to leave me.
But for someone working for that large of a company to use up all her earnings to have only $100 left.
I'll tell you one last time. That checkbook with only $100 in it is mine. And I explained to you before what that checkbook was and why it only had $100 in it, right? The fact that you're acting as though I never told you any of this. Do you have any idea how I'm feeling about that?
Brad?
No, there's no point in trying to talk with you anymore. So we're done here.
Huh?
This is me cutting ties with you.
Wait!
Stay the hell away from us forever.
Right after Brad said goodbye to his mom, we both went ahead and changed our phone numbers. But of course, that wasn't going to be enough for us, and so we went and spoke to the rest of the family and told them that we wanted nothing to do with her anymore, which they all agreed with. And after we felt secure that she wouldn't ever be able to find us, Brad started trying to get in touch with his dad again, who apparently moved to England. There he happened to open a store of his own, which he's running. And when Brad got in touch with him again, his dad asked him to come out there and help with the business. As for myself, I asked my company if I could start working remote from England, and they agreed to my wish, as long as I came back once a year for a planned meeting. A little while after we had moved out of the country, Diana heard from somewhere that her son and his wife had moved overseas. At that point, when she thought she'd never be able to give up, she stopped. I guess the knowledge that she could literally not get to us now without a plane ticket really got into her thick head. She's gone and settled down now and has moved into a retirement home where she's going to live the rest of her life now, since she has nobody left to come and take care of her. Neither Brad nor myself ever saw something like moving to England as ever being a part of our lives, but I think that it's really been the best choice we've made as a couple. I no longer have the fear of ever having to see his mom again, and he finally has been able to reconnect and work with his dad that ran away from him so many years ago. In hindsight, having Diana act as a complete lunatic around us was a blessing. And I hope that she ends up in as good of a place as we're in someday. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, you there, Travis? You should still be at the office about now, right? I have some work I want you to finish up by today. I put all the data into the cloud file. Start on it as soon as you're back at your desk. You got that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. But to be honest, it's kind of hard for me to accept that assignment, sir. I'm already set to head straight home today. I mentioned it yesterday about not being able to work late today.
Are you serious? You already finished work? Well, that's all out the window. Sorry, work comes before play. Just get it done, Travis. Got that? What's more important to you? Your career? Or some video games waiting for you at home? Get to work! The work I just assigned you involves the president's meeting set for tomorrow morning. If you don't get this done, it will certainly affect your career.
Wasn't that the presentation documents that the section chief assigned to you? I was there during the meeting. Don't you remember?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to say that both me and the chief have already left for the day, so that leaves you to take care of things.
Really? Can't you get someone else?
Like I said, this is material that's needed for the president's meeting tomorrow morning. I don't have to tell you how important that meeting is now, do I? Besides, there's nobody left at the office now. Except you, of course. If you don't get this done by tonight, and I'm telling you, Travis, your future is sure going to look bleak as hell.
I don't know how much longer I can bear this. Do you realize that I've been working overtime until midnight for the last 2 months? There were even days I ended up working all night and continue throughout the next day.
Yeah? So what? Everyone does overtime on occasion. You're not the only one.
It's just that I've really reached my limit. I don't know how much longer I can continue.
Come on, Travis. You're not a kid anymore. What's with the victim mentality? You work for this company, and we pay you a salary, for God's sake. Stop whining and get to work, would ya? The longer you wait, the longer you won't be able to go home.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. I'll get on it right away.
Hey, Travis. I know you're working overtime again tonight, but I had to talk to you.
Oh, hey, Sandy. Yeah, can you believe it?
Is your boss forcing work on you again? You keep this up and you'll get burned out sooner or later. This can't last.
Yeah, well, I just can't seem to get out of it.
This whole mess, it's all completely my fault, right? I'm really sorry. It really was not my intention.
What are you saying? This is not your fault, Sandy. It was all Mr. Johnson and that section chief, Mr. Blaine's fault. They should never have hit on you like that.
Yeah, well, I suppose so, but You reported them to HR, and after a while, the top brass reprimanded them for how they were treating their staff members. Not really naming you specifically, but they knew, of course. Well, long story short, I was forced to resign. Isn't this whole mess making you work late hours payback for, as they would probably put it, snitching on them, right? I know you tried putting in a request for transfer to another department and even another branch office, but there's no guarantee when that will happen.
I'm really sorry I got you into this mess, Andy.
Please, Travis, don't worry about me. I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. Just don't push yourself too hard. I don't want you overdoing things. Just so you know, I'm working too, and you can just quit and find a new job. You've got plenty of potential. My dad was really worried too. Hey, Travis, you okay? Have we been cut off or something? Are you seeing this text? What's up? Are you there? Did something come up? Are you back working? Travis, answer me.
Hey, Travis, you seeing this? I heard you were taken to the hospital. What the hell are you doing? You just dumped that work I assigned you. Those documents for the president's meeting today. Are you out of your mind? You really think this kind of scare tactic is gonna change anything? I mean, calling an ambulance while working overtime. Trying to highlight your ill treatment or something? Well, it isn't gonna work, buddy. According to the doctor, they say it's exhaustion. More like weakness, if you ask me. How can you become exhausted just for working a few nights of overtime? Stop your belly aching, Travis. You're such a fuss spot. Get a good night's sleep, and you'll be fine, for God's sake. It's my job as your immediate superior to discipline irresponsible employees like you. Show you how things are done around here. I'll stop by the hospital tomorrow morning with your laptop. If you don't want to get fired, I suggest you get to work, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Johnston. It's been quite some time, hasn't it?
Hasn't been long at all. Something wrong up there? You in the psych ward or something? We just talked at the office yesterday.
This is Sandy, Travis's wife. You remember me, right?
Say again? Sandy?
Yes, I don't know your line address, so I'm replying to you on my husband's phone. I hope you don't mind.
Sandy, I didn't expect to hear from you. You took me a bit off guard there. I didn't realize you were so impatient to talk to me. I don't blame you. So, I guess you thought it over and came to the conclusion that I was the better option, huh? Kinda late for that, but still. Aren't you a little worried of leaving a record of our intimate conversation on your husband's phone? Not worried of the consequence, huh? Which means...
Would you stop forcing my husband to work every night?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not forcing anybody to do anything.
That ambulance? That was all my doing. I called them last night.
You called them? Why'd you go and do that?
I was conversing with him through line last night when it suddenly went dead. I couldn't get a response from him after that. I was extremely worried. I called security and asked them to check out his office on the 3rd floor where he was working late last night. After some time, they made the rounds and a security guard found my husband on the floor, passed out cold.
Wait a sec. I was not aware of that. This is not my fault, you got that? Don't blame this on me. The only reason he was working late is because he's slow. He's always taking a break and wasting precious time. He's got to work overtime. It's his own damn fault.
Do you really expect me to believe you and Mr. Blaine? The two guys who were joking about sharing me? How can I trust what you guys say?
You're not blabbing about this nonsense to other people at the office, are you? We don't need groundless rumors spreading.
I've refrained from expressing my true opinion regarding how you've treated us, but this has gone far enough. I know this is all about giving you the brush off. You're just getting back at me, aren't you?
Excuse me? How could you say that to your boss?
You're not my boss anymore. You're twice as old as my husband and I. Don't you think it's a little cringeworthy for a middle-aged guy to be salivating after a young woman? A former staff member?
You little ungrateful sneak! All I was trying to do was make office life easier for you, so you can do your job. To take you under my wing and teach you the ropes. That's all.
Really? That was your intention? You seemed like you wanted more than that. That's why I refused.
What was so wrong about that? I did my job properly and on time. There was nothing to fault me for.
You think you're going to get away from insulting me like that, you spoiled brat?
I've talked to my husband already. I'm recommending that he resign.
What? Are you serious?
Goodbye, Mr. Johnston.
You really have nerve. You know that? You're just going to convince the guy that you rely on to live day and day to just up and quit, huh? Yeah, right. You do that, and you guys will be left homeless and penniless in no time. Good luck with that. You really screwed up, Sandy. I thought you were a bit attractive, and I thought I would give you a chance. But you decided to throw it all down the drain. I can't figure you out. But do as you like. I don't give a damn.
Good morning, Sandy. Are you up? I just took a look at my smartphone. I didn't check it since 2 days ago. I see you had a little conversation with Mr. Johnson. Didn't go all that amicably, it seems.
Yeah, right. Not a real friendly conversation, I suppose. I saw your phone on the bedside table and I was going to turn it off. Then I saw all those message notices on there that I just had to see what it was about. Could have been an emergency. Well, it was all Mr. Johnston. He was trash-talking you as usual, and after reading it, I just couldn't take it any longer. I just blew a fuse and just let my feelings out. I'm sorry.
Don't be. When it comes to my well-being, you always tend to blow a fuse.
I'm really sorry, Travis. I really shouldn't have gone off on him like that. Without first talking it over with you, but I just can't stand that guy.
Don't worry about it. No problem. Actually, I'm thankful for what you did.
Huh? You're okay with it?
He was here earlier. He stopped by to drop off his laptop.
Why'd he do that?
He said I had a lot of time on my hands while I'm here, so he told me to get to work on some urgent documents.
Wait, what? Are you serious? He was there this morning?
Relax, Sandy.
How can you be so calm, Travis? You're recuperating from exhaustion, for God's sake. And he's making you work? That guy needs a little more talking to.
Yeah, right. But all the same, relax. Because you told him off, he made the mistake of handing me some helpful materials for my payback plans.
Huh? What's the laptop got to do with your paycheck plans?
You'll find out soon enough. I know this is all hard on you, but give me a bit more time, would you?
Yeah, okay. If you say so, Travis. I'll leave it to you. But just don't do anything rash. You got that?
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Sandy.
Hey, Travis. Are you still faking that exhaustion charade? About that assignment I asked you to finish up. I thought I told you to complete that by morning. I was expecting it to be uploaded to the cloud file, but it's nowhere in sight. What's going on, buddy? I'm having a meeting in an hour. I need those files. Do your job, for Christ's sake.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
I went all the way to the hospital to drop off my laptop, and this is the thanks I get? You lazy bum.
I'm sure you noticed, but I'm lying in a hospital bed right now.
Yeah, I can see that, but all you're doing is sleeping. You can move those fingers and tap away at that keyboard, can't you? I had the forethought to take that laptop to you so you can get your work done and save your job. Can't you see that, for crying out loud?
I'm very sorry about this, Mr. Johnson. I know you need those files, but I was ordered not to work and to get adequate rest while I'm here.
Excuse me? Am I hearing you right?
I'll give your laptop back to you later, okay? You better have someone else work on those documents.
What the hell are you even talking about? I never gave you such orders, and Mr. Bain didn't either. Oh, I get it. Doctor's orders, huh? The doctor ordered you to take it easy and not work, is that it?
Yes, as you say, the doctor did say that, but...
These doctors, they always exaggerate these things. You know that. Just ignore the guy, would you?
Yeah, but this is a request from the company. And I can't very well ignore a request from the company now, can I? Or do you want me to just disregard company policy?
Like I said, I never gave such an order. Are you deaf now?
This is a request directly from the president of the company.
Hold it a sec. What did you just say? The president? The head of this company?
That's right. The president, CEO of the company. He contacted me directly and ordered me to rest and not work.
Why in God's name would he do that? Why are you even connected to him? You're just a lowly staff member. Why would he even be aware of your presence?
It was that laptop you brought me. Yours, wasn't it?
Excuse me? The laptop I brought you? I have no idea what you're getting at, buddy.
I'm sure you know, but about 10 days ago, the company set up a special online hotline that allows staff members to add comments directly to the president of the company.
Don't tell me you went ahead and...
Yep, that's right. I put in a comment. That laptop you brought me was already registered to the hotline, so all I did was include my name, employee ID number, and my comment.
Darn it! I thought I put a lock on that site.
Back when the special online hotline was established, I was pretty out of it, working every night till quite late. I wasn't really in the frame of mind to be checking the details of the site. I had no idea that you could converse directly with the company president about whatever topic seemed important, whether it be grievances about the kind of coffee in the staff lounge to unfair work environments. But once I was able to recuperate in the hospital, and as you say, have a lot of time on my hands, I was able to think straight and check the details of the hotline. Thanks to you, one thing led to another, and I was able to contact the president directly.
Are you friggin' serious?
As this is the case, I have decided to resign from the company.
What? You're quitting?
Yes, I sent my resignation letter directly to the president himself.
Wait, you sent your resignation directly to the company president?
Yes, that's right. He discouraged me from resigning, but I had already made up my mind.
So, why the hell do you have to resign?
My uncle owns a small company, and he offered me a job there, and I decided to accept. I decided on resigning and taking this new job, mostly because my wife urged me to do so, and the new job seemed a lot more interesting.
Interesting? So this job you got now, it's not very interesting to you, huh?
No, it's not. I gradually lost interest in the job. There was zero motivation or any sense of purpose in the work I was doing.
So that's how you felt about this job? Are you making fun of our work here?
No, not at all. It's just the motivating factor of the job, that's all. First, the senior management I'm supposed to respect and learn from try to seduce my wife. Then I try to help my wife by reporting it, and you guys enact revenge by making me work overtime day in and day out, until I ended up in the hospital. Let me ask you this. Would you want to work in a company like that? I'm pretty sure I know what the answer would be.
That all depends on you. It depends on if you have the guts and perseverance to make it through the rigorous demand of being a marketing manager. Clearly, you don't have what it takes.
Well, if that's the case, show the other staff members that you have what it takes as an example to others. Do your own work for a change. Instead of just talking, giving orders, I urge you to put the work in yourself. Until you do that, none of your staff will ever respect you.
Shut your damn little trap, you little smart mouth! How can you talk to me like that?
As for me, I'm going to use up all my remaining paid holidays I wasn't able to use and resign. I think I'll rest up a bit before starting my new job. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I just talked to my lawyer. I'm planning to demand compensation from both you and the chief manager, Mr. Bain. So expect a letter from him in the near future.
Compensation? Are you serious?
Very serious. Like I said, my lawyer will contact you from now on, so I probably won't be seeing you again.
Hold it a second, Travis. You can't do this.
I can, and I will. Talk to my lawyer. It's been a pleasure working for you, Mr. Johnson. Goodbye. Well, after that conversation, Mr. Johnson and the chief manager came barging into the hospital demanding to see me, but were chased off by the staff. They made such a racket that the hospital even threatened to call the police. As they were leaving, Mr. Johnson shouted towards my room,
"The president can shove it!"
or something to that effect. But as luck will have it, the president himself was visiting me right at that time and heard the whole thing. He was furious and rushed out to confront them in the hallway. Sandy was there too, and she said those two guys were as white as a sheet. They were practically on their hands and knees apologizing. The president was so angry, he later closed that sales office for good. The other staff members were transferred to other branches, but Mr. Johnson and Mr. Bain were both fired. They tried to get another job elsewhere, but since the president had a lot of connections and pull in the industry, their efforts failed miserably. I heard Mr. Johnson is currently unemployed, but still has considerable debt hanging over his head thanks to me. I later heard he was married but got divorced shortly after this incident. Apparently, he's working various part-time jobs now to make ends meet. Not sure what happened to Mr. Bain. He paid the compensation and just up and disappeared. As for me, I'll be starting that new job next month. So until then, I'm taking it easy. Sandy took a few days off, so we're headed down to the beach over the weekend.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.